Yeah, I mean, I welcome the chaos. The rule of show business is if it's the first week of my album release and you are saying either my name or my album title, you're helping. Um, and art, I have a lot of respect for people's subjective opinions on art. I'm not the art police. It's like everybody is allowed to feel exactly how they want. And what our goal is as entertainers is to be a mirror.
Blake Lively might soon face major public exposure, and this could be one of the biggest reveals in her career. For months, people have wondered what's really inside her contract for the film It Ends With Us where she was supposed to play Lily Bloom. That contract has been at the center of her lawsuit, and now, it's finally close to being unsealed. When an actor sues for employment discrimination, they usually have to include their signed contract as proof of employment. But Blake didn't do that. She left out her actor's loan-out agreement, the main document that outlines her pay, job duties, and rights. Many people are now asking, why would she leave out something so important? Was there something in that contract that could weaken her case? It seems likely. Recently, a judge ruled that some documents and a recording related to this case could be made public. These include a declaration about alleged bad behavior from her co-star, Justin Baldoni. However, because of new court filing procedures, sealed records are not immediately posted online. Instead, the lawyers must exchange them privately before they appear on the public docket. So, while we know these documents exist, the public hasn't yet seen them. Still, what's confirmed is that Blake's employment contract is next in line to be released, and that's a big deal. The judge has asked both sides to explain why her contract should remain sealed. Blake hasn't sent any letter asking to keep it private, but the other party, Wayfarer Studios, has now requested to withdraw its previous motion to keep it hidden. That means the contract could soon become public. Once that happens, the details will show what she was actually paid, what her creative power was, and whether her behavior broke any studio rules. A typical actor contract includes base pay, bonuses, producer credits, box office percentages, travel perks, and glam services. It also lists publicity duties like interviews, red carpet appearances, and social media promotion. If those parts of her contract are revealed, we'll finally know how much control Blake had over the movie, possibly more than she's admitted. Her deal might also include a morality clause, which allows studios to terminate an actor if their actions hurt the film's reputation. That kind of clause forbids spreading false claims, leaking internal information, or publicly insulting co-workers. If Blake had that clause but still made negative comments about the film, or allowed her team to leak damaging stories, it could backfire legally. The contract could also show whether she had approval over script changes, wardrobe, or final edits. If she did, it means she had significant influence over production, making it harder for her to argue that she was powerless. As an executive producer, she might even have been responsible for parts of the budget or creative decisions, putting her in a leadership position. Once the contract is made public, it could completely change how people see her lawsuit and behavior during the film's promotion. It may reveal whether she was a victim of unfair treatment, or a powerful insider trying to control the story. Either way, what's coming next will finally bring all the hidden details to light. If the details of Blake Lively's contract are made public, they could reveal that she violated major rules, especially the morality and confidentiality clauses. These sections are standard in most Hollywood contracts, and are meant to protect a film's reputation and the people working on it. If she agreed not to spread false information, insult others, or cause bad publicity, and then did those exact things, it could seriously damage her case. Wayfarer Studios could argue that Blake used the media to manipulate public opinion, shared misleading details, and hurt the film's financial value. That's a huge claim. The company could use this defense to show that she didn't just criticize them, she may have broken her contract. Most contracts also contain a confidentiality clause that stops an actor from sharing any inside information about a film. This includes scripts, private emails, production issues, and details about co-workers' behavior. If Blake had such a clause and still leaked behind-the-scenes stories or allowed her team to do so, that would count as a breach. She was also said to have promoted her alcohol brand heavily during the movie's press tour, which distracted from the film and caused backlash. If her contract said she couldn't do an authorized promotional activity, that would make things even worse for her. Every contract like this one also includes what's called a *** termination and remedies clause. ***. This part explains what happens if an actor fails to meet their obligations. For example, skipping press tours, refusing interviews, or harming the project's image. If Blake didn't sign her full contract because she didn't want to be forced to do publicity, it's possible she avoided agreeing to terms that would have allowed the studio to fire her. In a case like this, if she had signed and then broke the agreement, the studio could have tried to take back part of her payment, known as a clawback. That means they could demand she return bonuses, or even sue her for damages. These contracts often let studios end the deal immediately if the actor's behavior causes negative press or legal trouble. And that's exactly what Wayfarer could claim happened here. If Wayfarer is pushing to unseal the documents, it likely means they believe they have nothing to hide. They may want to prove that Blake broke her own contract by spreading harmful statements or leaking information. The paperwork could also show that she had significant control on set, possibly as an executive producer, which is a position of authority. Producers are higher than directors in the production hierarchy and handle key creative and financial decisions. Blake reportedly asked for and received a *** PGA, Producers Guild of America, *** credit, which confirms her as one of the project's top decision-makers. If she was not just an actor, but a producer with power over the film, it becomes difficult for her to claim she was mistreated or excluded from decision-making. In that case, her lawsuit could fall apart. The most damaging evidence will likely come from three areas: the morality clause, the non-disparagement agreement, and her payment details. If these show that she acted against the film's interests, it could prove that her own actions, not the studio's, caused the problems she's now suing over. Many are waiting for the court to unseal the contract so the truth can finally come out. Whatever it reveals could completely change how the public sees Blake Lively's role in this legal drama. Are you interested in seeing how this all plays out? I honestly am. The fact that they are allowing these documents to be released says a lot. Usually, when someone has something to hide, they do everything possible to keep files sealed or private. But when a company agrees to make records public, it often means they are confident that what's inside won't make them look bad. That's why this move feels bold. It shows they believe the truth is on their side. When information like this is opened up, it gives everyone a clearer picture of what really happened behind the scenes. It removes rumors and replaces them with facts. In this case, if the contract gets unsealed, we'll finally see who's telling the truth and who's been spinning the story. Was it really as unfair as it's been described, or were some parts exaggerated to make one side look innocent? Once the papers are out, there will be no more guessing. I personally think Wayfarer's decision to allow the release shows confidence. They are not acting like they have anything to cover up. If they were nervous about damaging evidence, they would be fighting hard to keep everything locked down. Instead, they are saying, "Go ahead, show it to the world." That's not something companies do unless they are sure their version of the story will hold up under public scrutiny. What's even more interesting is how this could completely change public opinion. For weeks, the internet has been full of speculation, gossip, and assumptions. Everyone has been picking sides without seeing the actual evidence. When the truth finally comes out, people will be able to form real opinions based on facts instead of rumors. And that's what makes this moment exciting. It's no longer about who can shout the loudest online. It's about the evidence. Transparency like this doesn't happen often in Hollywood. Contracts and internal documents are usually protected by layers of legal agreements and non-disclosure clauses. The fact that these might be revealed to the public is rare, and it could set a new standard for accountability in the entertainment world. Fans deserve to know what really happened, especially when the story has dominated headlines and social media. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's inside, and I know a lot of others are too. This could answer months of speculation and show who was honest and who was manipulating the situation. It might even reveal surprising details no one expected. Either way, this release is going to be a turning point.